All right, good evening and welcome to the Boise City Planning and Zoning Commission public hearing. A few things to start out with for tonight's proceedings. Everyone from the public entering the hearing virtually has been automatically muted and cannot speak. As the item you're interested in comes up for discussion, you'll be called upon and unmuted. There is a chat function in Zoom. However, this is not part of the record and should only be used if technical difficulties arise. Our procedures for public hearing begins with a presentation from the planning team. Then we'll go to the applicant and then the representative of the Registered Neighborhood Association, followed by questions from the commission. After that, we proceed to public testimony, starting with those who are in person, then who signed up on the sign-up sheet in advance, and then anyone else who raises their hand virtually. If you're attending through your telephone, you can type in *9 to raise your hand. Each member of the public is allowed up to 3 minutes for testimony. We are strict with this time as it is limited in code. Finally, the applicant is allowed 5 minutes for rebuttal, after which the hearing will be closed and the commission will deliberate and render a decision. Mr. Chair, you have the floor.
Thank you, Crystal. All right, we are citizen volunteers appointed by the mayor and approved by the city council. We make final decisions on conditional use permits, variances, and appeals and recommendations to the city council on subdivisions, rezones, annexations, and code or comprehensive plan amendments. Any decision made tonight may be appealed to the city council, provided that the appeal is filed within 10 days of this hearing. In order to file an appeal, you must have given written or oral testimony at tonight's meeting. So that's why it's important to give your name and address when you testify tonight. We utilize a consent agenda. This means that if the applicant agrees with the staff report and there is no public opposition, the item will be placed on the consent agenda. All items that are placed in the consent agenda are approved with one motion without further public comment. For items not on the consent agenda, we will hold a full public hearing in the order just detailed a few minutes ago with staff, applicant, neighborhood association, and then the public testimony. Thank you all for attending tonight. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Danley.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Schaefer. Looney.
Here.
Deha.
Here.
Torres.
Here.
Doan.
Here.
Stallings.
Here.
7 present, 1 absent.
Okay. First order of business is to welcome our new commissioner. Welcome, Commissioner Stallings. Rip-roaring event you've got in store for you with the first one. Okay, let's create our consent agenda. First up is our work session meetings and meeting minutes from May 5th and May 12th. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to review. Are there any comments on the meeting minutes or work session minutes? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and put the work session and meeting minutes from May 5th and 12th on the consent agenda. All right, next up is our time extension that's eligible for the consent as well. So let's see, item A, PUD 23-12 Vera Development located at 4138 West State Street. The 2-year time extension. Is the applicant present online? No. Okay. So I guess they assume that they agree to the 2-year, or it's a big surprise, to the 2-year, and assuming that nobody in session or online that is wanting to testify in opposition to the extension. Okay.
Just a reminder, it's not a hearing. So
What's that?
it's not a hearing, so there would not be a public testimony, just a reminder.
Okay, just making sure, but so now it's eligible for consent. Okay, so without any opposition, we'll go ahead and put item A, PUD 23-12 on the consent agenda. Okay, next up, eligible for consent is item 1, SUB 25-27, a preliminary plat for residential subdivision located at 10473 West Shields Avenue. Is the applicant in attendance or online for this one? Oh, hi. And you agree with the terms and conditions in the staff report? Great. Let the record reflect that the applicant is in person and does agree with the terms and conditions in the staff report. Is there anybody here or online who wishes to testify in opposition to item 1, SUB 25-27? Okay, seeing none, item number 1 will go ahead and be placed on the consent agenda. Let's see. And then deferral. Gotta have that separate, right? Okay. All right. So with that, no other items are eligible for the consent agenda. So I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Moore.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as constructed.
Okay, I've got a motion by Commissioner Moore. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Torres, I believe. Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Danley,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Mooney,
Aye.
Seha,
Aye.
Torres,
Aye.
Stone,
Aye.
Stallings,
Aye.
all in favor, motion carries.
Okay, last item. I'm gonna butcher this, Crystal. It's been a minute. Item number 2, CUP 25-7. This is a modification to a conditional use permit located at 2205 East Old Penitentiary Road, and this is a request for a deferral to June 9th. Is the applicant in attendance or online? No. Okay, and is there anybody online or in attendance who wishes to testify and cannot attend the June 9th meeting? Nailed it. Okay, hearing none, then I would stand for a motion. Well, let me make sure. Is there anybody from the neighborhood association also? Seeing none, hearing none. Okay, now I think we're good. Entertain a motion to defer item number 2 to the June 9th hearing date.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh,
sorry.
Commissioner.
I will defer to you if you want.
Commissioner Torres. Go ahead.
I move that we defer CUP 25-8 and CBA 25-9, a modification to a conditional use permit at 2205 East Old Penitentiary Road to the hearing on June 9th.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Torres. Do I have a second?
Second.
I think Commissioner Moore beat you. All right, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, would the clerk please go ahead and call the roll?
Danley,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Mooney,
Aye.
Seha,
Aye.
Torres,
Aye.
Stone,
Aye.
Stallings,
Aye.
all in favor, motion carries.
Okay, and with that, the hearing is concluded unless Commissioner Stallings wants to start off with a, I don't know, song and dance. You're good? All right, this concludes the meeting. Thank you all.